It's time for the show that engages with people of the combat sports world. And now, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed combat sports show champion of the world, Flash Knockdown!
Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me on episode 13 of Flash Knockdown with my guest and one of the brightest MMA prospects in the UK, a 9-fight veteran, Ben Petches Kelly. Welcome to the show, Ben. I'm very well, my man. Very well. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent. Well, Ben, we were due to preview your now postponed fight at Almighty 18. So despite the inevitable disappointment, I really do appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, no worries, anytime.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. And before we go any further, could you give the viewers an overview of your MMA career, the gym you represent, and how people can find you online, please, Ben?
Yeah, I'm a 5-4 amateur fighter fighting out of NextGen, and all my social media is just my name, Ben Petches Kelly. Get on me.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Okay then, Ben. So the next segment of the show is a part that I've called Flash Choices. For first-time viewers, I will ask Ben 10 questions with 2 possible answers. And Ben, you choose the one that best suits in a flash. Got it, bro?
Yeah, got it.
Got it. All right, brother. So first one, Ben. Rear naked choke or triangle choke?
Rear naked.
Rear naked. You've got a rear naked choke victory on your record, haven't you?
Yeah, rear naked is just easier to get in triangles these days. Triangles, everyone's onto them now, so to get a triangle is something special, like, but keep it simple with the rear naked.
Okay. Frotch or Groves?
Oh, that's a hard one. I was supporting Groves going into the Wembley fight, but obviously I have to go with Frotch. He's had a better career, you know,
Yeah.
more recognisable career.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere like at Wembley?
Yeah, it was boss. Like I've been in the O2 before to see Joshua when I was a kid, and Joshua's debut actually in the O2, but that Wembley something else, like when there's 80,000, and I was too high up though. They were like hands to me, couldn't fucking see them.
Did you have the big screens to help you?
Yeah, you had the big screen, but other than the atmosphere, I may as well just watched it at home. Couldn't see fuck all in that room.
Love it. Football or meatball?
Oof, I have to go with footy on that one. Because while he's a true friend and good teammate, but footy first.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a Liverpool supporter?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Have to be. When you're from Liverpool, can't be no Evertonian.
Absolutely. you can't be a Blue Nose, can you?
No, not a chance.
And I've got to say, Molly's commentary in your fight against Dave Barnes, that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I think she got a bit of stick for that online, to be fair, off some of Dave's mates and that, but it's one of them when you're that passionate about your teammates and that, it's hard to keep it in. So absolutely. Obviously Molly said the good things about me, but she also said good things about him, so don't see why she got any stick for that one.
She did indeed. Even about his corner as well.
Yeah, so no, Molly was only saying good words about everything, to be fair. She's done well. Just I don't know where she comes from. It's hard not to be biased, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially when I'm watching the lads fight, it's one of them. It's them or nothing.
Yeah, indeed. Ben Askren or Benson Henderson?
I go with Benson Henderson.
Henderson.
To be honest, I haven't really watched too much of Benson Henderson, but the fights I'd watch were more entertaining than Ben Askren's, like, except for when he got knocked out. But yeah, I'll say Benson on that one.
Okay, yeah, Bellator competitor.
Yeah.
And talking about names, Ben, Paul McCartney or Ringo?
Ringo. It has to be Ringo. That's the nickname. Everyone. I'm not known as Ben by ours, lad. Known by him, Ringo.
Ringo, just tell us how you got that nickname.
Because I had a bad haircut one day, lad, and looked like Ringo.
Wow. Killed.
So ever since I was about 14, so
Killed.
not known as Ben, I'm known as Ringo.
Okay, Ringo. Amsterdam or Rome?
That's a hard one because Rome's good for the food, but Amsterdam's good as well. I have to go with Rome for that one. The food's too
Rome,
good
yeah?
over there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Muay Thai or Mai Tai?
What's a Mai Tai?
Cocktail.
I have to go Muay Thai, but that one doesn't know what a Muay Thai is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam Ventry or Ace Ventura?
Adam Ventry, gotta go with the hard Vents.
Yeah.
Looks after me in the gym.
Yeah. Well, I did see a clip of both of you sparring ahead of his bout at Cage Warriors 107.
Yeah,
He wasn't holding back.
The best of me there. I have to let him get the best of me there while the cameras were there for him. We argue about that till this day. But threw a little slice shot into the back of the head on the video.
I was just gonna say that he landed an illegal shot.
I say it is. I'll have to do a poll on me instead, see what everyone's saying.
Salah or Mane?
I have to go Salah with that one.
Why?
I don't like, but Salah scored some belters in his time. Like
he has indeed. Yeah, two great players, eh?
Yeah, not half. We're lucky to have them both at the same time, to be fair.
Correct. Yeah, two of the world's best, without a doubt. Yeah, and the final one then, Ben? Gi or no gi?
No gi, I'm not about that gi. Then put me off that. Then mocked the match with me, lad. Ever since he told me in the gi, just swerved to give me gi away. It's not for me.
Okay, and how did you find that overall, Ben?
Good, boss.
Yeah.
It was entertaining to be a good little start. That.
Excellent.
Liked it.
Some tough ones there, eh?
Yeah, not half. The Salah and Mane one was the hardest one, I'll say, but
that was tough.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Ben. Brilliant. Glad to hear that. Okay, Ben. So let's now flash back and begin by sharing what your first recollection of martial arts was.
Well, obviously, I've watched boxing since must have been about 5 or 6. We've been watching the boxing highlights and that. But first time I ever found about MMA was from one of my mates, actually. It was about Anderson Silva. We played the games and Anderson Silva when he fought Nick Diaz, which is quite mad. People think it's a bit late to be first finding out about it. But I remember one of the lads saying Anderson Silva's coming back. And I don't even know what you're on about, lad, but we stayed up and watched it, and it was a decent little scrap. I've been into it ever since.
Yeah. What's your favourite Anderson Silva moments?
Looking back, the front kicks. It's got to be the front kick to Vitor. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, though, even when he got knocked out as well, that was a nice one, but obviously not in his favour.
Yeah, against Weidman.
Yeah.
That
was it.
Yeah. Okay. And who would you say, Ben, has had the biggest influence on your life so far?
It's a hard one, to be fair. I don't know who's had the biggest. Obviously, my old fella, he's fucking had a big influence. My cousins as well, but it's hard. There's too many to say on that one. But to be fair, I get influenced by little things myself. Like, I'll watch the fights on the weekend and I'll be influenced to get in the gym and fucking try something new. So it's a hard one to say. There's a few too many.
Sure. That makes sense. And is there a motto or general rule that you try and live by?
Yeah, just get on with it. Just fucking suck it up and get on with it. Stop, no bitching.
Yeah. I just heard an interview with Darren Till that he did with Ariel Hawani, and he said exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's fucking common around ours. You just have to get on with it. You know what I mean? There's no point of sitting around fucking sulking it up. You may as well just fucking crack on.
Yeah.
You can't change what's happened, so just fucking move on with it.
Yeah, that's a really good attitude, Ben. Well done. And what made you take up martial arts, and what did you start off doing?
What made me take it up was I ended up having a fight in school actually, and they sent me to anger management because I was an angry little kid, but I hated it. I hate sitting in a room just talking about fucking feelings and that. It's not a bit of me, so said to me mum, put me in the gym and let me do something to get the anger out, and ended up choosing to go to an MMA gym.
Okay, and was that NextGen MMA?
Yeah, NextGen started. I remember it was like a Wednesday night, I think. Started doing jits and then came back the week later, paid me membership, and then fucking been there ever since.
Brilliant. I was going to say, what was the first day like?
Weird, like, obviously I don't ever watch it on the telly, and I think I went at like 12 o'clock in the day, so that's just after the pros training. I remember looking in, and it was all the pros fucking after their training session. I was thinking, fucking hell, everyone's in shape here. There's only a skinny little 16-year-old, a big mophead, thought, thinking I was the one, you know what I mean? Got grounded straight away, like, when I went in there, and everyone was ripped to the bone, and it was like, oh, I'll actually give this a go now, and then came back later on that night and give it a go.
Okay, and after that first day, did you ever imagine you would eventually be competing?
Yeah, definitely. I was itching to do it for months. I was begging my mum to pay because obviously he was only a kid then, so we weren't working on it, and I was begging my mum to pay for it. And yeah, when I got it, I knew I was going to be at it full force. I'm not the type of person to half-ass something. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it, and if I'm not doing it, then just fuck it right off, and none of me.
And describe what it's like being trained by such an esteemed coach in Paul Rimmer with all of the knowledge and enthusiasm he possesses.
Well, obviously, Paul's one of the best coaches in the UK, in my eyes, and many others as well. You know, just what he's achieved in his coaching, and personally, he's one of the best out there. You know what I mean? He's made 3 world champions from kids from 15 to world champs. You know what I mean? See gyms with loads of world champs, and they've poached the champs. It's easy to poach a champ. It's not that easy to make one. So you have to give credit to Rimmer there. He makes everyone better. You know what I mean? He's got a plan, and that plan works if you listen to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And as someone coached by Paul, your BJJ cannot be questioned. However, your boxing is also something to behold. How much of that do you owe to Ellis Hampson, another top coach at your gym?
I owe a lot to Ellis, to be fair, mate. The amount of work Ellis puts in with us is unmatched. It's not just me, every fighter in the gym. Without Ellis, there's no NextGen. He's pieces all the pieces together, to be fair. Ellis took me under his wing from my first fight, as doing pads, doing wrestling sessions, rolling, helping us out, you know what I mean? He takes all the classes and that for us, but yeah, I owe a lot to Ellis, and I can sit here all day telling you about the things he does for me and the lads in the gym. So yeah, Ellis is a main partner, like a main fella in the gym.
Sure. Okay, that's brilliant to hear. And could you also explain what it's like as a young rising star sharing the mat with current UFC competitors and other high-level athletes?
Yeah, it's I'm lucky, you know what I mean? Some people go to gyms and within 5 months they're the best kid in there. It's fucking not a chance of the best kid in our gym after 5 months, lad. You know, no one else in the country's got the level we have on the mat. It's crazy. You have gyms that think they're the best because they've got a good few amateurs, but we've got good amateurs, good pros, good champs. We've got everyone from the bottom to the top. Everyone's high level, and I'm lucky to have been training with world champs from the day I started training. My first pro session was with the lads. Paddy was champ then, Fishy was champ, Molly was coming up. All the lads been fighting pro. I've been training with the pros since I was 16, so it adds up, you know what I mean? I haven't really been training too much with amateurs, so I've been training with pros, and it shows in my fights with that level.
Yeah, it really does. And how has martial arts been positively impacted and perhaps even changed your life?
It's given me something to work towards, you know what I mean? No, let's be honest, lad, if it went for MMA, probably be on the sites and just doing the basic day-to-day shit, just going to work, going home, going to bed, going to work. But got something to look forward to in my life, something to push towards, and it's given me opportunities that I'd never have otherwise, like fighting in Rome. Like, doubt I'd ever get a bricky job in fucking Rome, like, so.
You might get called in to rebuild the Colosseum.
Yeah, fucking hell, when we went, lad, that's all it was, fucking brickwork. It was fucking putting stones that Coliseum. It was just fucking scaffolding everywhere.
And Ben, how would you describe your fighting style for anyone that hasn't yet seen you compete?
Exciting, you know what I mean? I feel like I've got an exciting style that people like. Striking heavy, like, but if it goes to the floor, I'm more than ready, and I'm always there for a good fight. I'm either finishing you or getting finished. That's the way it is. I've only got 2 decisions on my record, and I weren't happy with them, you know what I mean? So it's either I'm finishing you or you've got to get me out of there.
Sure. And is there an active competitor, Ben, that you draw inspiration from?
Like we were saying before, not really. I've drawn inspiration from loads of things. Like, if I can be tired on a Saturday night and bang the UFC on, and the first prelim will be a good fight, and I'll be itching to get in the gym Monday morning, you know what I mean? So I don't really like look up to fighters like in the UFC that too much, you know what I mean? But like, when there's good fights on, I get inspired by that to pick my shit up and get back in the gym and refreshed on a Monday morning, like when there's a fight on.
Yep. And any advice, Ben, you would give to someone going into their first amateur fight?
Yeah, I was saying it to one of the lads, Colin Wilson. He's fighting on Celtic Gladiator on Sunday. He's just saying, enjoy it. No point in stressing it too much. I done that myself. Stressed my first fight too fucking much and didn't enjoy it and take it all in as much as I should. But may as well just enjoy it. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. It's one of them. So enjoy it, take it all in. There'll be many more to happen.
Yeah, that's really good advice there, Ben. Brilliant. So, Ben, let's now look at your flashlights and start with your first official amateur MMA fights against Paddy Wilkinson at the end of 2017, which didn't go your way that evening. After suffering a setback like that, and in general, how much of a role does your team play in lifting your spirits and helping you to focus on the bigger picture?
They play a big role, the team, you know. Personally, I like having all the team there for fights. It feels like it's just a normal day in the gym. It's everyone gets on, so it's a laugh. But yeah, the team pick it up. You know what I mean? Straight after me loss, obviously I was gutted, but the lads picked me up and said, "No, there's not a person in this room who hasn't got a loss, and it's very rare that you go your MMA career without a loss. So just take what you can from it, learn from it." And at the time, obviously, I was heartbroken, but looking back at it now, it's the best thing to happen to me losing that fight, because I came back a different person. And some people, obviously, who win the first get too big for the boots and think they're fucking McGregor after the first amateur fight. And I was humble from the start, and you know what I mean, learned a lot of lessons from that. And it was a stressful year, the year after, like trying to get a fight, but it was I learned a lot of lessons from that, and I think it really did change my career onto the right path.
Okay. And on that note, I believe you have something you want to get off your chest with those trying to protect their amateur record.
Yeah, the little bitches protecting amateur records. It's fucking pussy behaviour. No need. Bro, set the bollocks. Fight the best people at your weight. Stop being little bitches and fighting fucking 50-year-old men who you know we're going to beat them, little bums. Fight the best. You're an amateur. Stop thinking it's business. It's amateur. Fight the best. Prove yourself. Stop being little bitches and get on with it.
Yeah. I love how you say how you feel, Ben.
Yeah, it's one of them, and if you don't like it, don't fucking listen. It's no fucking scratch off my back, lad.
True that. In your second fight against Marcus Hammonds, you won via rear naked choke at AFC 9 in exactly 1 minute, marking the start of 4 straight wins. Describe that winning feeling.
Yeah, it was boss. To be fair, that year was stressful for me. It was like 7-8 months trying to get a fight. Fucking, I had a show cancel on me. I had like 3 kids pull out. I had the kid pull out of that fight. That's how I ended up fighting Marcus Hammonds. He's only a journeyman. I ended up fighting him because he was the only kid who would fucking take it. I had nightmares having fucking a worst year outside the gym. It was a rough year for me and my family, like, but that win was a good one for me, and not just because it was my first, it was just everything that was going on. It was nice.
Okay, and Ben, I couldn't have you on the show without bringing up your 9-second knockout in your third fight at Cage Warriors Northwest Academy 4, a show headlined by teammate Adam Ventry. Talk us through the entire fight, all 9 seconds of it.
Lad, it was 5 seconds. He wrestled the ref for 4, lad. You look at the timer, it was 5 seconds, lad. He wrestled the ref for 4. Get more respect with the ref, lad. It was a weird one, that, to be fair. It was I was meant to fight on FCC a few weeks ago and didn't end up getting a fight, so I didn't even think I was going to get a fight on the Cage Warriors Academy either, but Paul Reed pulled through and got me a match with, I think it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks left, and yeah, I remember just going out there, touching gloves, kicked me like out, and I thought, sorry, I feel a cunt here, me, and threw a right hand left up and just looked, and he was on the floor, and I thought, fuck, just jump on him, and next thing you know, he's wrestling the ref, and that threw me going to the fucking back of the Olympia.
You did indeed. What was that feeling like?
It was mad, like, it's fucking crazy adrenaline rush, like, I can't even remember after the fight, to be honest. I obviously remember bits of the fight, but for like at least half an hour after, I couldn't remember fuck all. The only thing I remember is throwing me gummy to the top of the Olympia, to the third tier of the Olympia. That's more made up with the fucking throwing me gummy, to be fair.
That was impressive.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. I've got a fucking arm on me to do that, like, but I remember just that adrenaline dump as well. Fucking, by the time Vent was fighting, I was fucked. Everyone thought I was blooded, but I weren't. I was just knackered. I was falling, I kept on the chair and that, so I kept myself together to watch Vent, like.
Good. And in only your 4 fights, you made it onto Cage Warriors 101 at the start of 2019. How did you react to the news when you found out?
Well, I knew that from just after the academy fights that Cage Warriors was happening in the exhibition centre, so I knew a few of the lads were already on that. But yeah, I was excited, but at the time I was just made up to have another fight, to be honest. There weren't nothing too big for me. Since I started, I wanted to fight on Cage Warriors amateur or pro, and to be honest, I didn't think I'd be able to with amateur, but I got asked to, and I obviously said yeah in a heartbeat, and it was a good fight, a good experience.
It was. And any added pressure?
Nah, not really, not at the time. Looking back at it, there probably was, but when I was going through it, it was just another fight to me. It was a good opportunity. I was happy with getting the opportunity, and I was motivated at the time. I was buzzing still off my KO, so I was thinking I was the fucking boy off my KO, and it was excited and itching to get out there. It was to be fair, it was one of them fights, and I was shocked how calm I was before it. I remember saying to one of the lads, fucking hell, I'm a bit too calm here, I need to wake up a bit, but it was weird. I even walking out, I was like, fucking hell, I'm too calm here, but as soon as I walked out, seeing in the cage, I thought, nah, you're fucking getting it now, lad, it's time, you know what I mean? Don't train too hard to get beat that night.
True. And you won via unanimous decision, going the full distance for the first time. What did you learn about yourself that night?
I learned that I could go the full distance. All my fights had only fucking... Well, I think I'd never been out the first round until then, I don't think. And
no.
I learned that I could go the full 3 rounds, and obviously it's only 3 threes. It's not fucking that long, but when it's your first time going the distance, it's nice and refreshing to know that you can do it. You can do it in the gym all day, but it's nice to know that you can do it and when the lights are on.
Yeah, and it was a really good card too, possibly best remembered for what happened during the headline fight with now UFC heavyweight Tom Aspinall.
Oh, that was disgusting. I remember we were walking out because I think it was Vent fought that night as well, and we just got off. We were leaving, a few of the lads, we were walking back and just walked through the curtains, and it sounded like the clappers were going off, you know, the round clappers, and we looked and the kid's leg was all over the gaff. It was disgusting. I thought, fuck this, I'm getting off me. It's not what I've been needed after a good win.
Yeah, and it reminded me of a fight that we discussed earlier.
The silver.
Yeah.
To be fair, we didn't hear it. Like, I didn't even see it in person. I just remember seeing him step back on his leg, but watching the videos back, you can see it wrapping around the shin, and that's like, I'm not type of shit I'm into watching. It's all about like what it's the risk you take in the game, and Cage Warriors took care of it as soon as they could. So
yeah. And Ben, that was the first of 5 fights for you in 2019. So how frustrating, you've only competed once this year. Do you feel your MMA development, including with the gyms being shut, has suffered as a result?
Obviously, it's fucking, I'd love to fight 5 times a year, every year, but
Yeah,
this corona's fucking had everyone locked up and
yeah,
made 2020 a write-off. It's not ideal, like, but it's frustrating, but everyone's in the same boat. Very rarely, very little people have fought this year, so it's one of them. I don't think the MMA development's going to get any worse. Like, everyone's still doing the bits, but for me, it was nice to have a little break, a little longer break than normal. Normally, I'd only have a week, if that, off after a fight, and I think the longest break I had since I've been fighting was 2 weeks for a holiday before my first fight. So it was nice to have a little bit of a break, like, but it's taking the piss now. We need a fight.
yeah. It's like what, 8 months since you last
No,
competed?
it's too long, lad. It's too
long,
fucking
yeah.
long. It's
Yeah, true.
It's annoying, lad, because you get ready and then you get put in lockdown and then the gym's closed and then you just don't know what the score is, lad. So it's more frustrating not knowing when. You know what I mean? It's not the fact that you can't, it's the fact that you don't know when you can.
Yeah, true that. And Ben, your next 2 fights were the Junior IMMAF European Championship in Rome. How did the opportunity to represent Team England come about?
It came after me knockout. It was, I think they were advertising for the youth team or whatever, the junior team, something like that. I can't remember what team I was on. Just fucking, do you remember they were advertising? I spoke to my coach and said, "Do you reckon I'll go in for this?" And he was like, "Yeah, may as well. I've got nothing else coming up." So I applied for it and he said, "Come down to this trial." And it was the day after my fight on Cage Warrior, so I didn't end up going. It was obviously just fought. I thought, fuck that, I'm not getting up. It's the day after my fight to go to that. And then he ended up getting back on me saying, "We still want you to compete for us. Come down again in a few weeks." And I went down and done a little training session, and he said, "We want you to go to Rome for us." So it was a nice feeling. Like, I found out on my 18th birthday as well, so it was a nice little present from the 18th life to find out I was going to fight in Rome. So it was decent.
Yeah, nice. And we've spoken about great coaches like Paul Rimmer, but you also got the chance to work with another in former UFC and Bellator competitor, Danny Mitchell. What was he like as a coach?
Danny was a good coach. Obviously, I'd never met Danny before then, so I can't really say nothing bad about him. He'd done everything I could ask of him. He cornered me. Same with James Doyle and Mark Spence. They'd done everything you could ask for you. James Doyle and Mark were looking running around Rome for you if they had to, you know what I mean? It was, couldn't ask for more from them, but Danny and James cornered me and he was saying the right shit to me. Danny was just keeping it real with me, and that's the type of coaching I like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be a little yes man. When I was down, he told me I was down. After I won, he said, "You need to do this." So it went blowing smoke up my arse. It was crack on, this is what you need to do. No fucking about. And he was a good coach, and I enjoyed it, and he was telling me all the right shit to win the fight, and didn't win the second one, like, but I could see what he was saying to do was working, so can't say nothing bad about him.
Good. And what was your biggest takeaway from competing at the IMAF, and how strongly would you recommend it to anyone who is considering entering the tournaments?
Yeah, the thing I took away from it the most was I could stand with the best in the world. You know, everyone in them IMMAFs are considered the best from their country. So to win one and lose one, it was a pleasure for me. Like, it was good. I got to be on that stage and fighting abroad. You know what I mean? Not many people, even pros, have fought abroad. Never mind as an amateur. So it was good, and it came out of it confident, knowing I was one of the best. Like, but for anyone who's looking doing that, I highly recommend doing it if you're looking coming, like, but just save your pennies. It's fucking the expensive thing, like, it is expensive how much it is, like, it does need some funding behind it, but it's one of them, it's fucking, if you can't afford it, you can't go, but how much it is a bit of a joke, like, it's half a money grab.
Yeah, I saw your GoFundMe page. How much did you end up raising in the end? Was it about 2,000?
No, I didn't end up raising that much. Like, fucking,
No?
I think 150, 200 quid or something towards it. But
I see.
That was
what was
towards,
the target though?
I'm not too sure. I can't really remember, to be honest. But it was fucking one of them. I'm lucky that my dad luckily paid for it. Paid like the flights and the accommodation and that, and the GoFundMe paid towards the tournament fee. But I'm lucky that my dad was in the position to pay for it, otherwise I wouldn't have been going, you know what I mean? So it was lucky, but even like I was going to do the Worlds the same year, it was just fucking too expensive. It was like fucking 800 quid before you'd even pay for flights and that, you know what I mean? So for a fight that you're not getting paid for, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you think more should be done around funding?
Yeah, definitely. Like Taekwondo and fucking karate and that get all sorts of funding, but MMA doesn't seem to be getting none. So hopefully in the future, the amateurs up and come and get a bit of funding, like, but it's off your own back. It's a lot of money. Like 800 quid is a fucking for an amateur who's probably 16 to 18, probably have as a part-time job in the Asda or something, fucking works their ass off. It's a lot of money. It's just a throw about for a fight, and obviously it's still the risk you can get all the way up there and lose your first fight. So it's something needs to be done about the funding, like, but it'll come with time, definitely.
Yeah, well said, Ben. And 3 months later, you got your first shot at MMA Gold, taking on one of the best amateurs in the country and a man that is now 9-0 in William Haycox for the FCC lightweight title. You did remarkably well and took the fight to the 4th round. A round you were actually winning until he went for that takedown, hopped on your back and sunk in the rear naked choke. At the time, was that a tough loss to swallow?
Yeah, it was tough, like, but I think I only took that fight on 2.5 weeks because no one else wanted to fight him, and I was waiting for a match on the show myself. So Adam Tay asked me if I wanted to fight him. I said, fucking, obviously, he's the #1 ranked kid, lightweight and welterweight in the UK. I mean, not very often you get to fight #1, so I took it with open arms, and it was a back and forth fight, you know what I mean? I just turned 18, it was a good opportunity to be fighting #1, not like all these other bitches who fucking fight journeyman in and out all the time. So I give it to him, like, he was good, you know what I mean? He did show that good level there, but he had moments in the fight as well. And he did control the fight more than me, but I had my moments, and yeah, there's a reason he's not on, like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to talk shit about the lad he's signing that, but hopefully if we can fight again, but I'm not going to chase it. But I think if we fought again, it'd be closer and I'd get the nod, like. But again, at 18 to be standing with the #1 kid in the country is fucking, not many people do it. Kids 18 like fighting bums, getting all the smoke blown off their ass by the coaches. So I just went out there, no hype behind me whatsoever. I'm not about all this fucking Instagram and that. Just went out there, tried to show me best, and unfortunately the fucking didn't come out with it.
Yeah, and I'm sure, as you said, Ben, you were able to take away many positives, as your next fight against Dave Barnes, literally 10 weeks later, was arguably your best performance to date. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I was in the shape of my life for that fight, and that in March was the best shape I've ever been in for the fight, and I had a new fire under my arse after fighting Will. I knew I could get to that #1 spot, but I knew I had to change my training somehow, and I'd done them changes, and it showed on the night.
Excellent. And you won that fight via TKO in round number 3. But if you were afforded just another 5 seconds, either at the end of round 1 or 2, could you have finished it earlier?
100%. The first round, I was fucking letting off on him, sinking the body shots in, and then I could see the ref's hand fucking ready to jump in. Don't know if that was for the end of the round or to stop it, like, but I'll give him the first, like, but on the second he fucking tapped after the bell went. So
really,
yeah, you can see, if you watch closely on the video, you can see him tap.
Good back control, trying to lock in up that body triangle.
Last one.
Oh!
He won't have time to finish that.
Oh! That head came up with a second left.
But I'm not going to be the bitch and fucking cry about it. Oh, we tapped it, you know what I mean? It's one of them. You fucking probably just thought the bell and tap, but I know it was on, and I know he was fucking feeling it. But
wow,
one of them. I said to pace that fight that he couldn't keep up with, and I knew even if I didn't get the finish, I'd be standing fresh to go for another 5 rounds at the end of the fight, and he wouldn't be. So
Do you think that should count? Him tapping
Nah,
after
I'm
the
not really
bell?
that asked about it, to be honest.
No?
It's fucking
Okay.
one of them. If the ref doesn't, to be fair, lad, it didn't happen in the round, you know what I mean? It was after the bell went, so it's one of them. He's fucking stuck in it until after the bell, but I'm not going to be the one to sit here and be like, oh, I should have got the rear naked in round 2. It's one of them. Can't change it. I weren't really asked at the time either, to be fair, because I knew I was winning. And
Yeah.
I'm not
You
going
were
to cry
clearly
about the
winning.
fucking win. I'm not going to cry about the loss either. If we got beat that night and wouldn't turn around and be like, oh, he tapped. I'm not a fucking bitch like that. I'll just crack on with it. But
Right.
yeah, fair play to him. Like he was hanging in there and took some big shots off me.
Yeah, he really did. And that bout, Ben, not only earned you a Fight of the Night bonus, but also a shot at the AFC Welterweight title, initially scheduled for the 28th of November. How much were you looking forward to showcasing your skills on yet another big event?
Yeah, I was looking forward to it. It was lining up to be a big one. You know what I mean? It was only show going ahead, and that obviously can't say nothing about Ray. He tried his hardest to get it on. It's not his fault, you know what I mean? But it was more frustrating than anything, because 1 minute it was on, then we went into lockdown. It was like, is it going to happen? And then got moved back a week, and it was like, is it still going to happen? Because we would have been cutting weight, and it depends if the lockdown got extended and shit like that. But it's fucking. I was looking forward to it. My second go with a belt. Well, third go with a belt. And obviously it's not fucking nice losing 2 title fights, but I was ready for that. And I was just starting to see all the work I've been putting in come together as well. And it was a shit time for it to get cancelled, but I'd rather it got cancelled then than 3 days before and being heartbroken fight week, because I've been there before. So it's I'd rather it earlier than later.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about that Cage Warriors show, you were part of that stacked cards back in March, which was really, really impressive. You took a front kick to the liver that evening. Describe what taking a clean shot to that area of the body can do.
All sorts of pain, lad. It's fucking crazy. I had this toe bruised on my rib for fucking weeks. A big toe, just this big toe, nothing else. It was right on the money. Like, you couldn't have fucking got a better shot. An inch to the right or left, it would have been carrying on. And
Yeah,
I really do think would have got the win that night. But
yeah,
fair play to Marius. It was a fucking lovely kick. I was in some crazy pain in that cage. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a heavy one, but it was shit because I felt embarrassed at the time. But looking back at it now, I couldn't really give a fuck, because if you're saying something about it, I want to see you in there taking it. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
It's yeah, it was heartbreaking at the time, because I didn't even feel like I got to showcase myself that fight. Me and Ellis again and Liam Malloy were doing so much work for Southpaws at the first Southpaw I fought, and put too much work in that night to only get 15 seconds or whatever it was. So, but at the other end, I've been on the other side of it, early finish, so
Correct.
I had to just suck it up and fucking crack on.
Yeah, it's part of the game, mate.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
you take your wins and you take your losses, just crack on.
That's it. Exactly that. Great attitude, Ben. Well done, my man. And I know COVID has wreaked havoc with everyone's best laid plans, but what were your MMA plans pre-COVID, and what does that look like now during this COVID era?
Pre-COVID was to work towards a belt, you know what I mean? Try and get an amateur belt under me. Weren't the main goal, like, but there was a chance there to get the almighty one. So work towards getting another few wins under my belt in amateur, and eventually work towards getting that pro record starting and get on my way on the pro ranks. But in the COVID the year and now, it's same goal, just work towards turning pro, you know what I mean? It's not much else you can do. It's not like I'm just going to skip the few fights in amateur that I need, you know what I mean? It's not that level. I'm probably at the level now where I could turn pro, but I need a few more fights in me, and I know that I need a few more fights, and my coaches know that, so it's get another fight or two in me, and then we'll have a little talk about pro. But for now, I'm just focused on getting a fight for now.
Yeah, and getting better.
Yeah, of course, always get better. You can't not get better training NextGen, lad. It's if you don't get better, lad, you're fucking drowning. It's you'd have to get better no matter what. But to be fair, lad, for me now, it's just helping the lads get ready for their fights who can't fight on the likes of Cage or in the UF. So it's my training's their training now. So if they need a body, I'm there. If they need me to go fucking southpaw, be a grappler, and I'm there for them.
Yeah, brilliant, Ben. Well done. Great teammates. And talking about teammates, any upcoming prospects at your gym that we should take notice of?
Everyone's a prospect in my eyes, lad. There's a few fighting on the weekend, like on that Celtic Gladiator. There's Callum Wilson making his debut. He's definitely one to look out for. You only have to Google him on his karate highlights. He's fucking knocking everyone out in karate, just like his brother Connor. Luke's also fighting Luke Riley. He's another prospect. He's fucking beat that Moser bar on the last Celtic Gladiators. He's
in August.
He's a good up and coming kid. Everyone though, you've got the likes of Nathan Fletcher fighting on Cage Warriors, looking for that belt very soon. We've got Adam Cullen turning pro. We've got Joel Danny Cave, not many people know about, from Australia. He's the mullet strong and he's coming for the UK lightweight, like. But yeah, we've got the level at the gym now where we can have a belt and at every weight class. So we could have from flyweight up. We've got Connor, we've got Fran, we've got Nathan, we've got Ellis, we've got Liam, we've got Vent, we've got Cullen, we've got me, Bonner, Mustafa, we've got everyone. You know what I mean? We could have a belt at every weight, amateur and pro, very soon. So it's a good time to be in NextGen, like, let's just put it that way.
Absolutely. And you mentioned about Fran. I've not seen him in a while. What's the story?
Yeah. Last time we fought was on Almighty, same night as me. Obviously, it didn't go his way, unfortunately, but he's still been in the gym. He's still been working away. He's been working towards the stuff he needs to work. You know what I mean? So Fran's still a big part of the team, and he's sharp at the comeback. So if you say the wrong thing in the gym, you're getting your back ripped out. Fran's still going. Fran's still part of the team. He's a big part of the team. So you will see him again soon.
Good. Come on, Fran. We need you back. Okay then, Ben.
Therefore.
So absolutely. So we now move on to the final segment of the show. And Ben, I really, really appreciate your time so far. And thank you, my man. And that final segment is called Flash Fives. So Ben, I will ask you the following 5 questions, and very simply, you give me your best answer. Is that okay?
Yeah, man.
Okay. First one then, Ben. Who would you love to compete against, either dead or alive?
No, that's a hard one, that, to be fair. Fucking hell, hard one, that. If I was going to go for one who's alive, I'd say I'd love to fight Masvidal, just because we've got similar styles. He's good. I like watching his fights, you know what I mean? So it'd be a dream fight, that, like, but I'm not saying I should be fighting Masvidal, you know what I mean? I'm not a dickhead. I know where I'm at, but yeah, there'll be a good fight, that, I reckon. Yeah,
you both love baptizing.
Yeah, both like them 5-second KOs. If I don't get the fucking, like, man gets put down as 9 instead of 5.
Your ideal way to finish an opponent's?
Right hand, knockout, just
baptized.
Known for it, you know what I mean? It's my power shot, it's my finishing shot, so yeah, definitely right hand knockout.
Excellent. The best combat sports fight you've seen?
Again, that's another hard one because I've seen so many, you know what I mean? It's I like the fights where it's back and forth. I don't like it. Well, obviously I like them when someone gets absolutely blooded, but the back and forth fights are my type of fights, and any type of fight that's got that goes the distance and it's got a bit of back and forth, it even gets finished. But any fight that's the end up, to be fair, probably say Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler. Just that fight where they both give it their all and they're after it and they're on the cage right next to each other. That's a boss fight.
At the end.
Yeah, that's the type of fight I like to see, like.
Yeah. When you mentioned about Robbie Lawler, I thought you might have mentioned his one against McDonald, the second one. Yeah,
even that as well. Yeah, that's another one. Like, that was a boss fight. Robbie Lawler's fights in that time was fucking next to none. But that Carlos Condit one was because they both give it everything, and you could see it after as soon as the bell went, they were both arms up on the cage, absolutely fucked. You could just tell they'd left everything in there.
Yeah, they did. Brilliant. And what superpower would you choose to have, Ben?
To eat and stay in shape and not put weight on, lad. I'm fucking
That's a
shit for
good one.
dieting all the
That's a-
time. It's
That's a
fucking,
good one.
to be fair, lad, dieting's not bad. Like, it's just fucking nice to have a bit of shit every now and again and
Of course.
not have to stress about the weight. But when it comes down to it, lad, you just suck it up and fucking get on with it.
Of course. Didn't you make your last weights really, really easy? I think you made 168.
Yeah, it was the first time
easy.
I worked
Yeah.
with Paul Reed. Paul Reed was doing my food.
Yeah.
I had Fitness Freaks doing my strength and conditioning, and I had Paul Reed doing my food, and I fucking basically dieted down to the weight and didn't have to get in the baths, didn't have to get in the saunas. I woke up on weight. It was a piece of piss. I was counting every calorie I had, weighing all my food out. It was a fucking it was a good camp. It was me fucking my girlfriend Sophie. She was making sure I was up doing my runs, making sure my food was on point, and
Nice.
everything clicked in that fight, just like the one with Dave as well. So it was just heartbreaking that I couldn't get out there and perform. But
That's okay.
yeah,
Next
can't
time.
say I thank Paul Reed enough for that. I've still been working with them now, like, but he just makes you understand that you don't have to do these big mad weight cuts, fucking 5-6 kgs. They fucking take it out of you, you know what I mean? It's done one for Will Acox, and I felt like shit on the night. I felt fucking drained.
Right.
It was not the way to do it, like, so it's good that Paul Reed's helping me, and I'm learning this young, and I'm not waiting until I am 3-4 no pro and having to learn about it then. And for my first pro fight, I'll know exactly what I'm doing, how to make weight, what I need to do, and I think that'll have a big advantage over a lot of people.
Yeah, brilliant. And the best finish to a fight you've seen?
There's a few. That kid the other week with that spinning back kick, that was another one.
Man.
That was everyone, like, that was a decent one. But there's a boxing one, I actually don't know who it is, but I'll have to send it later. This fight, it's fucking, he gets out with a body shot and he's slipping, getting it, and he just clips him with a big left hook and puts the kid flat out. It was from years and years ago, like, it was an old one, like, but yeah, that was a good one I've seen. I remember that one I watched about 50 times, just over and over again. It's just the way he took it and just fucking lamped him with one as well. But yeah.
Okay, so then that brings us to the end of the show, Ben. How did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was bosh. And funny enough, it's my first interview I've ever done. So it was a good one to start off with. Yeah, fucking hell, lad. You don't get the recognition you deserve sometimes. But again, I'm not one of these bitches that cry about it, and I'm not all about the Instagram likes like some of the fucking pussies and that fight. And so yeah, privileged to be on it. Like, and thanks for having me on.
This is what we try and do at Flash Knockdown, to try and give you amateur fighters the profile and platform that you deserve.
Yeah, you've fucking definitely done it for me. Like, you definitely give me a little platform to go and speak on. So I can't thank you enough, mate. Nice one.
You're more than welcome, Ben. Thank you very much. And thank you to the viewers for joining Ben and I on episode 13 of Flash Knockdown. And in the words of Bruce Buffer, the show that engages with people of the combat sports worlds. Thank you to everyone, and thank you to Ben.
Nice one, lad.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much.